Hello everyone, today I'm going to teach you guys how to find breakouts in the stock market and then trade options on those breakouts from beginning to end. This is aimed for new traders who are learning, how to trade options and how to trade stocks in general. This is how you guys are going to make consistent profits. It's a learning curve, guys, but I've aimed this tutorial to help you guys out most of all. Now, all you need to start off is three things. Finviz, the website here, I have a link down in my description. Same for this website here, TradingView. Then all you need is a way to trade options, look at the option flow data, okay? Now I use TD Ameritrade because it gives me a lot of, good data, but you guys can use Robinhood, Webull, any options app you guys want to use. I just prefer some of the older platforms because they have a little bit more horsepower kicked in, okay? Now, once you're here, I want you guys to make an account. It's going to become important because after we go here to the screener section, when I give you guys my presets, I want you guys to save them so you guys don't have to enter them in every single time, okay? Now, once you're here, you're gonna go to the bottom right and you're gonna see price. You're gonna hit over $100, over $100. Next, you're gonna do option/short, that's right above it. You're gonna click on optionable and shortable. Then after that, you're gonna hit United States as the country, USA. Now, normally you don't have to worry too much about the country you're in, but right now, not California, China's having some issues here, so we want to stay away from those stocks, okay? Then we're going to come over here to average volume. We want that to be over 500,000, and then we want the market cap to be mid over 2 billion. Not the mid 2 billion to 10 billion. We want the plus mid over 2 billion right here, okay? Now that gives us 312 stocks to look at, and a few seconds ago we had a total of 8,224 stocks to look at, okay? So this is why I give you this information. Now from here, once you're here, guys, and you have all this information in, you're gonna hit save screen, there we go. It's gonna pull it up right here. It'll say new screen. You're gonna name it whatever you want to. I name mine breakout, and then afterwards you're just gonna hit save right down here. Now I already have it right here, so I'm just gonna remove it for now and hit save changes. Now, once we're here, you're going to see this overview tab right here. We're going to scroll all the way to the right until we see something called charts. Now, once we click on charts, you're going to see a whole bunch of charts, okay? Now, from here, we're going to eyeball breakouts and see if any of these charts are looking to break past their lines, right? For TradingView, they have purple lines on top, so we're just trying to see if any of the prices are near a purple line, right? So right here, we have one called Allegiant Technologies. This one is close to the purple line, but unfortunately you can see it's actually going through another part of the chart, which is not supposed to happen. You don't want to trade something like this, okay? It's unfortunate, but we're going to move on from this one. Next, we have something called AAP. Now this one is close to actually its purple line right here. So just for now, since it's close, we see it's on the verge of breaking out. Let's just open a link in a new tab and just save it for later. Next, we're going to keep on looking. ABBV is one right here. I don't usually mess around with the drug manufacturers, but that's one right there. But the thing is right here, you look at actually this purple line right here. You see how it's going through all this charts? I'm going to avoid that one because of it. Going to keep on going down. We can see right here, here's one, ABT right here. ABT, for the most part, it's not crossing, but through anything, and it just had a breakout here on Friday. So let's open this one up right here. Now, normally what I do is I go through all 26 pages and I pull out every single one that I think has potential, okay? But since this is a tutorial, I'm just going to show you guys two. Advanced Auto Parts Inc. and Abbott Laboratories, okay? Now first we're going to go over to AAP. We're just going to take a closer look at this chart here saying, okay, well we need to adjust the trend line a little bit, but that's nothing, that's nothing we can't do in a hurry. We're going to go down and just check earnings right here on the earnings date, right? We can see the earnings was in June, so we don't have to worry about earnings anytime soon. Then we're going to scroll down and just kind of give us a quick glance at the news. Hey, is this company being sued? Are they having any scandals? Or are they, experiencing anything bad, basically like a lawsuit or anything of that nature, okay? We see none of that stuff here, so we're going to keep going down. And we're just going to take a quick peek here at the insider trading. This isn't too important, but I just like to have a feel of what the executives feel about this. Now you can see they haven't really sold much in a while. In fact, the last time this was bought was June 16th by the director. So one of their executives actually bought $79,000 worth of stock. Okay, not the biggest buy, but it is what it is. Now after we see that everything here checks out, we're going to go over here to ABT and do the same thing. We can see it's not passing through anything again. Everything looks okay as far as the chart's concerned. It looks like it's trying to break out of this purple line. In fact, it did break out of this purple line on Friday. Earnings again, July 22nd. Today is the 25th, and that means we're A-okay. No earnings coming up, which could be, definitely add a little bit of volatility that we do not want. Now, do we look at here? Any bad news? No. Abbott beats profit estimates as medical devices sales rebounds. That's actually fantastic news, right? Keep going down. Anybody selling? Here we see the senior vice president and the executive vice president have been selling off some shares. Again, it's not the worst thing. It's just something to be aware of. Right now a lot of stocks are going up and their executives are constantly selling off tons and tons of shares, right? Up, 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 and they're still selling shares. They were probably even selling shares all the way up here, all the way down here, and so on. Now, we have two plays that look okay. Now what we have to do is go over to TradingView and look at them inside of a chart. Now, for now, I actually have all this ready to go. So let me go to example list. This is just for you guys to do. If you guys want to get a TradingView account, I have the link down in my description, 100% free. It does have a premium version, which you guys can pay for. I recommend getting it just because it gives you some free extra tools, but you guys, by no means, if you guys are new to trading, you guys do not have to get this method, okay? Now, so this is 100% free, which is what I'm trying to get you guys to go to. All right, now we're going to click on ABT here. Let me just type for it. ABT. Abbott Industries, you want to make sure the name matches up with the stock you found over here, just to make sure, okay guys? Now, let me hop on over here because I'm watching Bitcoin at the same time. There we go. Now, we're going to click on the same chart that this one is at. This is a day chart, so we're going to look at a day chart. That way we have the same information, okay? Now, we're going to drag this along, and then we're just going to create some trend lines. If you guys ever need help finding trend lines, all you're going to do is connect the peaks and the troughs. So right here, you're going to peak, or you can consider a peak being a high, right? You're going to connect those lines and see how far they go like this, right? And you're going to drag them out a little bit further into the future. Now, on the same time as that, we're going to do another one on the bottom half. And then we can see, let's find, this is the first peak. Where can we find another peak that kind of matches up? Not that one, that doesn't look too good. Maybe this not peak, excuse me, this bottom right here. So we can connect it to this bottom right here and then just kind of drag it up a little bit more. There we go. And now we can see this is actually breaking out of this pennant right here. It's a very ugly pennant, but it's a breakout nonetheless, and there's money to be made here. Now that we know this one is okay, we did the lines ourselves and it still looks like a breakout. Now we can save this one and just kind of put it to the side, okay? Next we have AAP. This one's a little bit of a different breakout. It's not coming down like ABT. This one's actually on the move up, right? So what we're looking at here is a different type of trend line. From here, this peak, over to this peak right here. And from here, we can actually see it's very, very close to breaking out. If not, it's breaking out already, okay? And then we also have another trend line on the bottom. Kind of gives you another example of what's happening here. There we are. And just like that, we have a pennant forming. Eventually this will connect, right? And it's on the verge of breaking out, like almost there. Probably in the next open market date, we should expect this to break out, right? So now that both of these look okay, right? Everything's fine. Preferably, we'd like to see this breaking out, right? Like actually across the orange line, but it's fine that it's not. You want to hold off one extra day until it closes above this level, right? Or it looks like it's going to close above this level. Now that we have all this information and we're all good to go, right? We say both of these are working. They both look like they're about to break out. One is already broken out. Now what we do is we go over to whatever platform you guys use to trade options. That could be Webull, Robinhood. I use TD Ameritrade, Schwab, Fidelity, E-Trade, whatever it may be. You can go over to that platform. You can redo the technical analysis over there. Normally I do my technical analysis on my, TD Ameritrade account because I have a bunch more tools here. But, we've already done all the simple stuff as far as, a quick trend line and whatnot on the TradingView charts. Now, what you guys are going to see is you guys are going to go over to your options chain. And what you want to see is every single week you want to see expirations, right? So you can see weeklies. This is every week, every Friday, there's expiration dates, which is what you want to see, which is exactly what you want to see. Now, there's a lot of information on here. You can go to product depth if you want to, or you can go to, July 30th options calls right here. So once you're here, you're going to see a lot of information. I have my layout as Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega. You don't have to worry about too much of this stuff. Right now, you just have to worry about Delta. Delta is all you have to worry about as a new trader. It's the key to how much money you're going to make, okay? Now, you're going to see the bid versus the ask price. And if you change it actually from out of this one, you may actually see last in that change, and the last price is right here. You're going to be looking at the bid versus the ask price right here, and you want to make sure it's not too wide, okay? Now you can see 116 to 106. That's not bad, but it definitely could be better here. You already are losing like 5% as soon as you buy at the ask price. So what I'd recommend, if you guys are new to trading options, you guys should familiarize yourself with trading limit orders, which means you're not going to be buying at the market price. You're going to be buying at whatever price you deem is worth it in your opinion. That way you're not going to be charged over whatever the limit order is. Now that we see that this looks okay, now we're going to go back to the chart here and say, now where do I see this thing breaking out now? Now that I see that it has weekly charts, everything looks okay, the spreads don't look too bad, I'm happy where everything's at, okay? Gonna go back over to the chart. You guys will be using TradingView, so let's use TradingView and not my TD Ameritrade account. Alright, and we're gonna go back to ABT. Alright, there we are. Now, where can we see this thing going in the next 4 to 5 days? I could see this going up towards at least close to this level of resistance we have right here. Let's go a little bit lower just to be safe. There we go. At 124. So that's about a $3, $4 increase right here. All right. So what am I going to look for? A strike price that's around 123 to 122. Right in there. That way it's close enough, but it's still cheap enough where I can buy a bunch of calls. So let's go back to the options chain right here. Let's go back to trade. Let's go for the July 30th, which expires this Friday. You can choose to buy options for the current Friday or the Friday afterwards. I usually advise you guys, if you guys are buying at the beginning of the week, you guys can buy options expiring that same Friday. But if you're buying after Wednesday or even after Tuesday, I would say look to buy options that expire not the current Friday, but the Friday after that. That it'll save you a lot of money in the long run, okay? Alright, so you can buy them for the 6th or the 30th, right? Now for now, let's just go to the 30th. And let's see, what strike price did we decide? 123 to 124, right? Or 122 to 123. We can see that the ask price is 47 cents for the 123 strike price. And we can see that the bid price is 40, which means as soon as we buy it, the value is no longer at 47 cents, it's at 40. So you can see right here, the last price was at 44 cents. So that tells us that we want to place a limit order here and say, hey, I'm not going to pay this high price of 47 cents. I'm going to place a limit order somewhere down here at 43 cents, 44 cents, and hope that somebody can sell it to me, because otherwise it's not worth my time to buy this particular call, okay? If you're not going to get a good price, don't try to buy it. Don't try to force it. Just hold off on it. It's not worth your time. You may lose out on some money, but man, it's a lot better than just buying something right away and then losing 20% of your investment right off the bat, okay? Now, and then once you're there, you're going to click on it. You're going to hit, single, buy. You're going to decide how many calls you want to buy. I have a default of 10, and I usually just add an extra 0 to it when I want to buy 100 calls of something, but that can get pretty pricey, okay? So you guys want to take nibbles at first. You want to make sure that everything adds up, the symbol is correct, the expiration date is correct, the strike price is correct, call or put, I can change all of this information in here, but most of the time for you guys using apps and whatnot, you're not going to have this much, you're not going to have the same ability to kind of customize all of your options, okay? Now, you're going to, after everything looks okay, you're going to hit confirm and send. I'm not going to do it because it would actually order it, right? Now that looks okay, I'm going to hit delete, and that's how you're going to buy your trade. Now, what happens next? Afterwards, you're going to be looking at this chart, and you're going to be following along. Let's say that, let's go back to TradingView just because it's a little bit easier on you guys' eyes. After it breaks out and it comes up a little bit over the next few days, well, your option will probably go up around 30 to 40%, maybe even like 60% if it's a big jump up here. Then once it's up here, let me draw a path for you guys. It's going to pop up a little bit on the options trade, right? It's going to pop up a little bit on the breakout. Once it's up here, you guys can start selling your calls immediately. You guys don't have to wait for it to go all the way up here. You guys don't have to wait for a potential dip that it may take afterwards. You guys want to sell your calls as soon as they're starting to make some good money. And in order to do that, you don't actually have to sell all of them at once. You could sell, if you guys have 10 calls or 100 calls, no matter what it is, you can sell 20% right here, 20% right here, 20% right here on a bad day, and if it goes back up, you can sell the rest of it, right? Or you can do it in 25% increments if you guys want as well. But scaling out is another way to lock in those profits while still, making sure you're exposed enough to the market so where if it does continue to go up, you continue to make profits, okay? But if for whatever reason the chart doesn't look okay, something looks weird about it, or hey, it's not working the way you think it's going to work, well then Unfortunately, you need to exit the trade, take whatever loss is there, and just admit it was a bad trade. It may not be your fault, right? It's just the fact that the chart didn't do exactly what you thought it was going to do, right? Happens all the time. Nobody's 100% perfect. But once you do that, you're just going to look for another breakout, okay? Now, after this, we're going to go look at the other one. This AAP. AAP. Advanced Auto Parts Inc. Just double check the name, of course. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to zoom in on here. We can see there's another chart right here. Breaking out here. Now we're going to go over here to trade. We're going to go to AAP, Advanced Auto Parts. But look at this. This one doesn't have options expiring every week. This one has options expiring the 20th of August, then the 17th of September. So not every single week. We want to usually have at least 4 expiration dates a month, right? We're only getting 1 here, which is not that good. And then if we actually check out the spread as well, look at this. The spread is $5.20 for the ask price and $4.20 for the bid price. That means as soon as you buy a call, you're losing about 25% of your value. That is insane. You want to kind of hop back from this one and say, I'm not experienced enough to trade this just yet. Maybe one day I will, but for now you want to avoid this trade. So from here on out, guess what? You doing anything else with this stock is done. You're not gonna try to buy it. You're not gonna do any more research on it. You're done trying to find out what to do with this, and you're gonna move on to the next stock. Okay. Now, like I told you guys before, I do it with the whole list of 324 options. I do it all. I do go through every single stock, and I write it down, and I take some notes on it, and I just make sure that it looks like it wants to break out. Okay. Just like this AZPN, this one looks okay as here. This one may be a good play to buy some options too. So what I would do with this one is I'd open a new page, put it over to TradingView, do my technical analysis on it, then I'd look for the information right here and I'd see, hey, how many options are there? Are they weekly options? Does it look okay? How does the bid ask look? Right? And then once you find, you're good to go. The last thing I'll say here is, when you see the delta, gamma, theta, and vega here, delta tells you for every $1 that the stock goes up, this is how much money you're gonna make per call. So if my stock goes up $1, I'm gonna make 62 cents per call. And remember, if you buy 1 call, you're buying the right to buy 100 shares. So it's gonna be that 100 times the 62 cents, which means for every $1 it goes up, you're gonna be making $62 for every call, right? So that's how it works out. It's very nice, especially if you have 10 calls. You can see how all of a sudden that really works out more money, right? Ends up being $620, right? Now, that's about it for this video. I will be making a video pretty soon here about how to buy puts for breakdowns, which is a different process. Similar, but a little bit different here. And I encourage you guys to take your time, watch this video again, and really really watch it so you guys understand what's going on. A lot of you guys will ask me questions like, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do that? Chances are you just need to rewatch the video again, and then if you don't understand it still, feel free to ask me during one of my live streams. I'm on like almost every day. Okay, guys? All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your day, and if you have any questions, please let me know.